Managing and handling the dismissive boss. Let's get into it. So at some point or the other, you are going to come across a dismissive leader, a boss, a colleague, a friend. It could be anyone, right? So it could be a professional or personal life. And sometimes it becomes really difficult how to navigate that. What do you exactly do? How do you respond to some scenarios? So today I'm going to get into some couple of examples and scenarios to explain better.
We're toxic bosses. We clearly favor other employees and make it super uncomfortable for you.
On how you can handle each one of these scenarios, especially when it comes to a dismissive colleague, a leader, different department member.
We don't do those things.
What do you do and how do you handle it? Let's get into it. Situation one, let's assume that you are working with someone and you need to give them feedback about their performance. It's a poor performance, right?
And the reason why nobody wants to be around their boss is the same reason why you don't want to be around acquaintances or coworkers or friends that just don't provide any value. And so the value exchange in our personal life, it's the same thing with our leader. If you got a leader who invests in you, who cares about you, who's honest with you, all of a sudden you want to be around that leader. So what can you as a leader do? You have got to first create an environment of trust where people feel like they can trust you to handle feedback on you. You should be getting feedback from above and around. I want leaders who go, you know what? Thank you for this. I need to get to the bottom of why I am blind in this area. You fix your blind spots, people begin to trust the person that you are and who you want to become.
Your boss has come to you and is dismissing everything about what you've done. You're trying to highlight your strengths and everything and is not taking anything you say into consideration, is not agreeing to anything you're saying. What steps you can take? So first and foremost, I would say document all the things that you've done, all your achievements, all your highlights, and make sure that you can back it up. So if you have something which is relating to a project you were recognized for, or a colleague said something in a meeting, whatever those examples are, how small they are, document them. Listen actively. A lot of people do the mistake, I feel, in most of the times in their career. They don't listen to what's happening. You abruptly treat your dismissive manager or boss and you just kind of ignore them, or you just don't want to listen to what they have to say because they're not agreeing with you. That is definitely a very wrong approach. Even if they are being dismissive or rude or just not listening to anything you have to say, from your side, make sure that you've heard everything they are saying and be as respectful as you can without taking away too much from the situation, only because you will start feeling much more resentful. You will not want to interact with them. You will become more and more frustrated. So it's not worth it. So it's important to not take the scenarios personally and be as calm and professional and listen to what they have to say. If your leader is not listening to anything you have to say, you are not getting through to them, you've tried everything, then there's nothing wrong with looking at another senior team member maybe, or somebody you trust that you can talk to and ask their opinions as well. This could be a great way to understand what are the steps you can take. And if you have an HR team, maybe then reach out to them and see what you can do. But always remember that HR will definitely communicate with the manager, right? And tell them. So the way you speak to HR is very important. Be very professional and clear. Don't be rude, offensive, say something out of line, which might just end up hurting you in the end.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Check in every 2 seconds?
Yes, it's called accountability.
I'm not talking to you.
It's not worth it. So don't be dismissive of the situation. Be as professional and thorough when you speak and stick to facts. Not opinions, not emotions. Don't make any digs or any attacks, because end of day, it's a scenario where you want to make sure you're giving feedback and it's not becoming a offensive thing. But like I always say, HR should be the last option when things are just not working for you. If you would want to take complete control, the final suggestion or step you can look at also can be, you need to take control of the situation. So set up a meeting, talk to your manager one-to-one and say, I'm sorry, I understand you told me this. However, I agree with this, but not necessarily these two. This is why. And then you are willing to listen to what they have to say. You're willing to work on what they have to say. And it's a very positive way of handling a manager, because not every leader is going to communicate your way. And I've actually done a video on communication styles. Everyone communicates differently. And I think the solution always that I've seen has worked, working with so many leaders in my career, is to understand their style of communication first. What do they prefer?
There are two things that I think that great leaders need to have: empathy and perspective. And I think these things are very often forgotten. Leaders are so often so concerned about their status or their position in an organization, they actually forget their real job. And the real job of a leader is not about being in charge, it's about taking care of those in our charge.
Are they prefer email people? Are they face to face? Are they a meeting or just a call away? Understanding people's communication preference is going to help you in the long run.
You show up and you work hard, and the company will give us tons and tons of training how to do our jobs. They'll show us how to use the software. They'll send us away for a few days to get trained in whatever it is that we're doing for the company. And then they expect us to go be good at our jobs. And that's what we do. We work very hard. And if you're good at your job, they'll promote you. And at some point, you'll get promoted to a position where we're now responsible for the people who do the job we used to do, but nobody shows us how to do that. And that's why we get managers and not leaders. Because the reason our managers are micromanaging us is because they actually do know how to do the job better than us. That's what got them promoted.
And hopefully these tips will help you manage your dismissive boss. Take care. Follow for more. Bye.